6,500.
All right, welcome back to the Flying Journalism. So today we're checking out Mrs. Orcutt's driveway. Now, Mrs. Orcutt's driveway sounds like something straight out of a fiction movie. You know, the federal government relented and built more than a 4-mile-long driveway to the home of this widow, Mrs. Orcutt. She lived in this area of San Bernardino County called Newberry Springs, and insisted her home have access to old Route 66. So she was kind of a Route 66 hero in terms of the history. Now, the driveway became an illegal test track for Car and Driver magazine in the 80s and stuff, and you know, the stories are definitely real here. Car and Driver published all kinds of stories of, you know, cars reaching 200 miles an hour on Mrs. Orcutt's driveway, which is just crazy. So if you think about it, this place has been around here for quite a while. Mrs. Orcutt died in 1987, and the pristine road fell into disrepair. So what ended up happening is the road is still there, but drivers are not advised to do any high-speed tests out on it. I mean, of course, no one's technically allowed to break the speed limit anywhere, but I'm sure this seems like a place that anybody could do it and probably, you know, continuously try it out. So Mrs. Orcutt's house was there. Mrs. Orcutt's house was there, but it's deserted, and when it started to get deserted, it fell apart, and strangely, it just fell off. And
what would have this been for?
That was a gun port. Margaret Orcutt was an accomplished shooter, a competition shooter.
Reports say that Mrs. Orcutt had gun portholes inside of her home, so that way she could point her gun out the window, which is just wild. So there's definitely some supported evidence there, apparently. You can find the driveway on the north side of Interstate 40 on Google Maps. It's where the road's listed as a Memorial Drive. It's a great historic event to check out.
Traffic, Cessna 90425 Alpha is flying from Mojave over flight of Tehachapi, currently over the 58, over the mountain pass.
Driveway just takes you out all the way to a time where people actually could homestead out here and actually have a decent life. Nowadays, it is a little bit difficult to create a homestead out here. It's not that easy. No one has rebuilt the home at Mrs. Orcutt's driveway, so now it just remains as Mrs. Orcutt's driveway on the maps. And this actually is a 4-mile driveway, so I couldn't believe that, but it's actually 4 miles long, and that's Mrs. Orcutt's driveway. A total of 4 whopping miles of a driveway, and it's really bumpy right now, so we're getting a lot of turbulence, but nonetheless, guys, you can see this is an entire 4 miles of a driveway, and now it is actually part of the road. So now it is actually maintained by the state and the federal government. They actually had to end up providing funding to keep Mrs. Orcutt's driveway a part of history. So that's one of the things that makes it really interesting. It leads off into this truck stop to the off-ramp on the Interstate 40. I'm John from the Flying Journalism. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed this special on Mrs. Orcutt's driveway.
I love you.